Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And on the phone line, we have Drew with Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock. Drew, how are you doing?
Good, yourself?
Good. I got a question for you. Just visiting with Brent real quick before we went on the air. And I don't know if you knew this or not, if it affects you or other cowboys out there, but Beyonce's, got a new country album out, and she's covered some Dolly Parton and added some profanity to it. And now I read this morning, Drew, that everybody in New York's starting to wear cowboy hats. How do you feel about that?
Dude, I'm just going to bite my tongue.
I think Conway Twitty has a song, "Don't Call Him a Cowboy Until You See Him Ride."
Well, that would be a good
yeah.
one. All right. Well, thanks, Drew. I mean, if you don't want to make a comment on that, I completely respect that and understand it. And we'll probably both get in trouble if we talked about it too long.
Probably not going to be safe for the air, boys.
Probably. Well, then let's move into something that we can talk about, and that, of course, would be the livestock sales at Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock Barn. So give us a report, if you would, please.
So, yeah, last week we had a big special weigh-up sale on Thursday in Broken Bow. Kind of give you a recap of what we got done there. High-yielding cows is $1.31 to $1.50. Next cut of those cows is $1.22 to $1.30.75. Poorer and thinner cows was $1.19 to $1.21.75, and heiferettes was $1.38 to $2.12.50, and bulls was $1.27 to $1.97.5, and baby calves just had a couple there, $1.75 to $5.50, and that's kind of how we operated there in Broken Bow last week on Thursday. Still real strong demand for those weigh-up cows right now. This week, got a special weigh-up sale in Broken Bow along with a special calf and yearling sale, back to grass sale. A lot of nice green grass-type calves on the sale on Thursday. I encourage you to go to the website and check it out. And then on Friday, back in Burwell, Spring Valley Bull Sale. Last kind of chance to get some of those genetics. The Spring Valley Ranch sold their ranch and dispersed the cows, and they're having their bull sale, and that's kind of the last opportunity to buy some of those genetics. Coming down the road, we are going to have some bred cow and bred cow and cow-calf pair sales coming up in both Burwell and Broken Bow. And if you'd like us to come out and take a look or got any questions at all, just give me a call, 308-872-1105.
All right, Drew, thanks a lot. Good luck the rest of the week, and have some good sales. I'm looking forward to your reports.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. 7:34 is your time. I got to go back over here for a minute. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. There. Everything okay?
There's a hum, and if I reach back in there on that processor,
yeah,
put my hand on it, it quits.
Ah, nice.
For the time being.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes a gentle touch, sometimes a little love tap with the equipment.
I'm afraid to tap this one. We go off the air if I tapped it too hard. So we're waiting for a new one, and I got a call the other day, and it's actually coming straight out of the factory. And I have to tell you the true story. The guy called me. I've been doing business with him for years. Chris Krieger is his name. RF Specialties down in Kearney, Missouri, down in there. Anyway, he's kind of the middleman. He calls and he says, the company that's shipping this processor out just wanted you to know that it's going to be a beta machine. And I'm trying to act like I know what the heck he's talking about because I remember beta machines that we used at Nine Ball Studios to record digitally. It was one of the first ways you could record digital sound, and it was a beta machine. And I'm going, scratching my head, I'm going, well, is that bad or is that good? Chris is, And I said, can you define beta for me? And so he explained it to me, that it just means that it may need some updates later because it's so new that they are not quite done finalizing the configuration yet. If somebody says the machine coming your way is a beta, that's kind of what it means.
Okay.
It's not quite. They think it's going to be great. If you love it, don't worry about it. If you're not happy with it, they've got a few more tweaks that they're going to do on it.
I see.
Now, if he would have just said, Dave, they got a few more tweaks that they might want to make after you put it in the rack, I would have got it.
Yeah. But they use the term beta.
Yeah, and I went back to Nine Ball Studios when I thought it was fascinating. They used a little beta machine to record digital sound, which was, pioneering at the time.
When you said beta, my mind went back to the VCR.
Well, that's kind of what...
Wasn't it like VHS or beta, right?
Yeah, and that's what it was really. That's what it was really. Beta machine that we did the sound on was a VCR type machine. Mm-hmm. So I felt a little silly, and I just admitted that on the air.
Yeah.
But, since I've turned away the devil, I don't have any problems with that.
Dave's transformation continues with his honesty.
By the way,
today.
that is one snappy shirt you got on there. That
give
looks
me a break.
great.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Man, that looks like that color really looks good on you. Kind of matches up there with your hair and everything.
Okay.
Well, we got a busy day today.
Yes, we got a lot of people scheduled to come in and visit with us. Aren't they the lucky ones?
Well, I feel like we're both lucky. It's a win-win.
Very well said.
I feel like when we have all these great guests come in, a couple of things. It keeps us from getting in trouble.
It can, yes.
And hopefully we promote and advertise their products and services well, and they enjoy their stay here. And we've made a lot of friends over the years having them come in to the breakfast show, and they even pay us to come in. So it's a pretty phenomenal situation, really. And we have a lot of people that like to be on the breakfast show
and come back.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
That does make you feel good. Yes.
Yeah. Excuse me, I've been fighting frogs today.
That's okay.
Sneezing, fighting frogs. I hope that isn't an indication of early allergy season already, but there are buds on the trees out there. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know about other people. It's like allergy season is all year long now for me. I don't know. Just seems like it may not be the outside stuff, but there's inside stuff. I don't know.
Well, there are people that believe that's due to climate change, but I don't want to go. I don't want to go there because it's too controversial, and we don't need to go there today. Maybe some other day we could have a common sense debate about it.
Oh.
Scientists have been saying since the 1800s that we are going to have global warming when they started pumping stuff up into the air out of pipes. But let's not go there.
No, let's not.
We don't have time.
No.
And
we got to get to some of that new stuff off the Beyonce country album today.
Well, she did a really nice version of Jolene, but then she had to put a cuss word in there, or kind of a...
Yeah, I heard that.
We was talking about it on Easter, and so Oliver pulled it up on his phone. I thought, well, that's not too bad, really. And then, so I thought, well, we can't play that on the radio. I wonder if they have a radio version.
The radio edit?
Yeah, because usually you get those.
Idea.
But I don't think if I hear her songs anywhere, I'll be putting on a cowboy hat just because she did a country album. I'm just going to say it.
Yes.
I think you do. I really think maybe cowboy hats, you got to earn just a little bit.
Amen. I agree with you there.
And, I mean, I don't mind moving a few cattle, but that's about all I know. Get along, little bossy. That cool. And then, of course, as I've said before, if you're kind of an amateur, like raise my hand, and you go out to help somebody, you're always standing in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're always in the way.
Yeah. Move over there. They're kind of seeing you over there, and you Nope. Move over there.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just sit in the truck and have a sandwich?
Go help the ladies prepare the food, would you? Sure.
Okay. Yeah, you betcha. As long as I can help.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. I better get organized. Let's do the school lunch menus real quick here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Katrina, how you doing?
Good. How about
Come on in. You're here bright and early this morning.
I am.
You're doing well. We're going to do school lunch menus real quick.
Okay.
All right, unless you want to help.
Whatever you want.
Just relax. Just take it easy. It's kind of like moving cattle, Katrina. This is a job that we kind of know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not everybody can do this.
That's right.
Read school lunch
I don't even know
menus.
why I tried to take it from you.
I'm glad you didn't, Katrina. I mean, we're doing embarrassing for both of us.
In fact, the two of us struggle from time to time reading the school lunch menus. Not as easy as one might think.
No. Yeah. At least we know where you're going to be, like in that chair's designed for you to, you don't have to move around like you do when you move cattle. Okay. Thedford Schools today on this April 2nd, it's shredded barbecued pork sandwiches.
Sergeant, macho nachos, green beans, fruit cup, dinner roll or cookie and milk at Sargent today.
Sandhills Dunning School today, corn dogs, tri-taters, and green beans.
Loop City today, showing a hamburger or hot dog with baked beans. That's at Loop City.
Gothenburg, fresh-made macaroni and cheese with breadsticks, hot dogs, fresh-baked combo subs, fresh-made sausage pizza, and uncrustable cheese and cracker platter.
Cozad today, some of their choices include cheeseburger tacos and sloppy joes at Cozad.
Kind of excited going down to Gothenburg today.
Are you now?
Yep, going down in the Swede country. Might
for
see
you.
Might see Ellen. Who knows? Today at Callaway, they're having chicken strips, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
Broken Bow Midland High School today, made fresh chicken ranch pasta with dinner roll, pancakes and sausage, fresh baked Italian turkey sub, and the grill station combo today at Broken Bow, a hot dog basket.
And Selma Myrna Public Schools, they're featuring fresh-made macaroni and cheese with breadsticks, hot dogs, fresh baked turkey, and cheese subs. And at the Prairie Pioneer Center today, they're having baked spaghetti, veggie salad, and fruit. Give them a call at 872-6121. Let them know you're coming to enjoy the meal. And you can also call that same number to set up home delivery. All right, Katrina, we're going to play a quick game of trivia. Now, if you answer correctly, so I kind of owe you because you've done me a favor. I kind of owe you. We won't go any further than that. You're very nice to me the other day. Mm-hmm. I would like then to throw in a treat for you. Oh. What are we giving away today?
Well, it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Tumbleweed Day.
Oh, wow. You could win a meal at the Tumbleweed.
Oh, wow.
So, I think we're giving away casseroles.
Okay.
Oh, casseroles.
Yeah.
There we go.
Take that home with you and heat it up when you get home from work.
Save me some cooking.
You betcha.
So am I asking this to Katrina, or are we asking it to our listening audience? I'm confused.
We're going to ask the listening audience, and if Katrina answers correctly off the air, she gets a casserole too.
Oh, well, okay. Well, here we go. It's National Humor Month.
Oh. And
since 1975, which was probably before your time, I'm guessing, Saturday Night Live has seen some incredibly talented comedians come across its stage. So here's a quiz about some fan favorites of SNL.
Uh-oh.
This star, one of the original cast members, was known for his dead-on impersonation of late-night talk show host Tom Snyder, and also for his co-hosting of Weekend Update with Jane Curtin.
Wow, this is a tough one.
For Katrina, it might be.
Yeah.
For you and I think we would know it right away.
Not
So who is this person? Was he John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, or Bill Murray? Those are your choices. If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
My day starts right.
With Dave and Brent.
When you're starting your day on the go, or when you just don't want to mess with breakfast at home, express options at the Tumbleweed Cafe are the way to go. sandwiches, burritos, cinnamon rolls in the drive-thru from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. At lunch from 11 to 2, it's burgers, chicken strips, or sandwiches and fries, quick and easy. Take and bake casseroles are available as well. Pick up in the drive-thru weekdays until 6. Delicious lasagna, cheesy pasta taco bake, Texas spaghetti, and more. Drive-thru or dine in, or visit the Sunday buffet. East Highway 2, Broken Bow, the Tumbleweed Cafe.
We have Ellen on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. I'm channeling way back to my youth because I'm really young, but I think I might know the answer.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is Helen.
Yes, Helen.
Oh, not Ellen. Helen. Okay. I recognize your voice, and I don't think you're probably a day over 22.
Thank you. Yes, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
Here's Brent.
All right, Helen, here we go. This star, one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live, was known for his dead-on impersonation of late-night talk show host Tom Snyder and for co-hosting Weekend Update with Jane Curtin. Was it John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, or Bill Murray?
Was it Dan Aykroyd?
No, I'm sorry.
Darn.
No,
Okay.
now Dan was one of the original, right? He was an original, right? Cast member, Dan Aykroyd. I want to say he was an original.
Very early on.
Yeah. It was actually Chevy Chase
I'll be
who did Weekend Update with Jane Curtin.
All
Okay.
right. Well, let me just ask you, what radio station do you like to listen to, Helen?
Yours, of course.
Well, then,
wow.
just a minute. Hold on.
Ring the bell! Woo! We have a winner!
Oh, thank you.
You're so wonderful to call in and talk to us, Helen. So we're going to make you a winner here today. You are going to get a take and bake small casserole from the Tumbleweed Cafe. We've got a certificate out here for you, so just stop on in when you can.
Well, thank you very much. Have a good day.
You
bet.
too.
Thank you.
Bye. Real quick time out. Then it's all about Katrina. I like that. That could be like a show in itself. All about Katrina. That's coming up next.
The Blizzard Bracket Challenge at Dairy Queen in Broken Bow is underway. For 12 days, one blizzard squares off against another, and the fans decide who advances. The new summer blizzard flavors are part of the bracket. Try the all-new peanut butter cookie dough, the ultimate cookie, brownie batter, and the picnic peach cobbler blizzard, and many more. Pick up your bracket today and get your taste buds ready. On April 5th, the winner is crowned. April 8th from 2 to 4, everyone grabs a free blizzard of the championship flavor. Stop by and grab your bracket while they last. Happy tastes good.
I love the morning show.
Wake up with us. We sound way better than this. KCNI KBBN Radio.
All right, 11 minutes before the hour, and it's all about Katrina from Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, Nebraska. And as a matter of fact, I'm so confident that we're going to talk for a while, I'm going to reboot this whole computer here that has all the sound on it, because we're not going to need any sound from this point until the top of the hour.
Wow.
So let's start talking.
I get nervous when you do this.
That's a lot of pressure.
I wish you would have just done it without telling us, so we didn't know what was up.
Well, I want to add a little drama.
Well, true. Yeah.
Where's the music then? Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I can put in a CD if we're not done, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Don't sweat.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So, what do you want to talk about today?
What is there not to talk about?
All right.
Like that.
There's garden seed, bird seed. I mean, that's been flying off the shelf. So I think the finch, that's kind of the common one right now. The finch must be pretty popular. Lots of fencers are coming in through the door. We're getting those fixed and pushing them back out. People are fixing fence, obviously. We've had some weather here, and we have all the supplies you could think of. Let's see. People are putting oats in the ground. We got some moisture yesterday. People are going to start doing that and already have some of them. I'm going to think about maybe calling us and letting us know what kind of summer grain you're going to want to put in there, maybe, summer forage. Gosh, I don't know. Where do you want to start?
Well, I sowed some oats this Easter weekend.
Aha.
And I just wonder if I did it right. I raked up the ground and I put some oats, but I didn't really re-rake it because I thought, hey, it's going to rain. And it'll drive those oats in and everything will be cool. Well, we got 200s. It really wasn't a driving rain.
No, it wasn't, but maybe.
You think they'll stick?
Probably.
I mean, I packed the soil.
I think you'll be fine.
Okay, all right. Can I have, if that really comes up and really grows good, can I make, oatmeal out of it or some of the cereals that are made out of oats?
You could try. I want to see the process. I'd imagine you could. I don't
know if I want to taste the product, but I would. Yeah.
Are they edible oats?
Oh yeah.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
You're gonna grow them, and I don't see why not.
Yeah.
You'd have to take them out of their awns and stuff.
Put out the little holes and break them down, make a little mush out of it, and maybe dry it out. Oats, I believe, were the first cereal made.
Really?
I think one of the first cereals came out of oats. It was very competitive back then. Kellogg and some of the early ones, they really battled it out for cereal, and they made big, like, casserole dishes of it, and it turned hard, and then they would break it up into flakes. Maybe that was corn.
Corn flakes? Maybe, by the name.
I think oats might have been earlier. Anyway, oats are a great cover crop, and you can feed them. Horses love oats.
Yeah, oats. So. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with oats. Like you said, horses, cover crop. Birds like them. I mean, about anything.
Yeah. Okay, so cover crop, good time to plant right now.
Yeah, middle of April is kind of when you want to start planting those grass seeds, lawn seeds. We're thinking, people are thinking 5-step program. We still have people coming in. The first step is about middle of April.
Okay.
And that's, our barricade application that we do, and we can apply it. It's got some herbicide in it there, some pre-emergent, and it's fertilizer. So, I mean, you think about it's $18.29 for all 5 steps, prepay the first, before. That's a pretty good deal, even if, it's not unreasonably priced. We can apply it for $25 if you want. So, and that's if you have less than 10,000 square foot. There's not very much extra charge if you have a little bit over. So,
okay, 10,000 is pretty good size.
Yeah, that's a big yard.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to mow it.
I wouldn't either. I wonder how. I don't know how big.
I wonder how big that bill would be if Dave went out and mowed that yard.
I heard about that.
Yeah, a lot of people have. One thing about the 5-step program, we've discovered this in the past, a person doesn't have to get all 5 steps.
Correct.
You can come in and, if you want the first step, a middle one, and the last one or whatever, you guys can work with them any way their budget allows, right?
Yeah. Whatever your needs, your lawn, you think your lawn needs, or you want our expertise on it. We also... Sometimes if you're not able to measure your yard, not quite sure how much it is, there's this little cool tool on Google Earth that we can do, where you can kind of map your square footage of your yard. It's a little creepy if you think about it, but you can. But yeah, so if you want the second step but not the first step, it's not a huge deal. Obviously the price differs for each step, but just kind of,
Yeah. So that means if you go out and do that with the Google Maps, you might want to dress up a little bit because they're looking at you.
It kind of freaks me out. Like, who is looking at me when I go outside?
Yeah.
Well, you answered my next question. My next question was going to be, for me, I'm like, I have no idea how big my yard is.
Right.
But you guys can help us with that so that we get the right amount.
For sure.
Not too much and not too little.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
And we measure it out for you, and you just pick up the exact amount, so you don't have to worry about having excess lying around, or you don't get enough. I guess if you over-apply it, there might be not enough, but obviously we measure it out just for what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think most of us, when we do put seed out, we might oftentimes overseed.
Yeah.
A little bit too much, don't we? I know I do.
Some people do, and there's obviously a formula to do a little bit overseeding if you're not going to do it exactly as they say you're supposed to seed it in, just to get a complete stand. Sometimes, not every single seed is going to have the prime conditions to start. You know what I got in an argument about on Easter?
On Easter Sunday?
Yeah. So we were sitting there, and this guy was talking about beans. I guess, he's an older gentleman, and he's talking about how he... he used to eat beans all the time when his dad was in the military and off there, but this parent didn't like this bean and this parent didn't like this bean because my grandma was going to make ham and beans off of the ham.
Sure.
And so I was giving him some crap, and he goes, "Well, you you can't, soaking them doesn't do anything. And I was like, well, it'd break the seed coat. You know, it'd absorb and he's like, no, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. And I was like, yes, it would. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Have you ever heard about, like, soaking seeds before you plant them, like really hard-shelled seeds? And he's like, nope, I don't believe you.
Well, you know what, Katrina? That's better to have an argument about that than political candidates.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You know, beats politics, right?
Exactly.
And I guess you could prove that. You guys could have an experiment and then resolve that.
Yeah. That was a pretty easy experiment. Just stick it on some water for a day and you can definitely see it. So I was like, I guess, whatever.
I was just curious. There's, of course, there's the old saying when it comes to planting potatoes, you do it on Good Friday. Now, the calendar had Easter coming awfully early. I mean, my goodness, we weren't even in April, and we were celebrating the Easter holiday. Yeah. I just curious, did you have anybody coming in trying to get them in on Good Friday? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I figured, but I just wasn't sure with the weather and how early it came this year.
We don't have them in yet. I know some places in town might. We just have been waiting because if they come from up north and it has to be warm enough at night for them to ship because they can't get here in a day, they don't want them to freeze because if they freeze, it doesn't do you any good to put them in the ground anyway. So I talked to our guy yesterday, and I'm really hoping the end of next week. It's supposed to be warm this week, and now it's dropped down again. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to have to switch that around. But
it's not as warm as we thought it was going to be, that's for sure.
It's kind of been a cool spring.
It has when you think about it.
Seriousness.
Had that warm, well, January was terrible for about 10 days, and then it was nice. And, you know, it's 30 right now, so.
Yeah.
The rest of the seeds, are you all set for radishes and lettuce and all of those things in the garden that we'll be planting a little bit later?
Yeah, we've got most of our seed in. I put in another order just because I don't want to run out. I want people to make sure we have enough. Sweet corn's been flying off the shelf. We have like 5 different varieties. We got some ambrosia in this year, which I know is a pretty high commodity. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Obviously, peaches and cream. And then we have the carrots, we have the cucumbers, we have the burpless cucumbers, which a lot of people go for. Some watermelon. I'm getting honeydew in. So, I mean, and we'll have like flower seeds this year. We did find a source for that. So we're just waiting and just hoping they get in here soon because everyone's going to want to be planting those.
Yeah. So you can start from scratch with flowers. That's what you're saying. And maybe you have an area next to the house or some people like to plant flowers around the garden.
Yeah.
For all kinds of reasons.
Yeah.
Pollination and so forth.
Well, and marigolds are a good bug, like repellent. When we were in school, we had like a 80 by, like, I don't know, 800 square feet that we got to plant a farm. And we were all like in a high tunnel, which is like a greenhouse with no heat. It's just dirt on the ground. And we planted marigolds with the idea that was our natural way to get rid of bugs. And it got a little cold last year, and the tarp was not quite on, so all of our bug repellent was dead. But maybe if you wait a little bit, you'll get it.
Wait for those too. Yeah, well, that's makes it fun. You get a color around the garden, and I know that we have beside our garden, we got some wildflower mix from Logan a couple years ago. It's always fun to see what comes up.
Yeah.
It's different every year. You get a lot of white, maybe a little bit mix of colors. It changes every year, doesn't it?
Yeah. A lot of wildflowers and native grasses, and not grasses as much, but like things that are going to bloom. You're going to think biennial, so you're going to have kind of alternating seasons there.
Yeah, it makes it fun. It's a fun time of year, but you've got the underground potatoes and those sorts of things coming in a week or so.
Yeah.
Most everything people can come in. Now, talk a little bit about how you package the seeds, because it's different than most places.
Yeah.
You have bins of seeds, I think, and put them in a package. There's some advantages to that.
Yeah, from what I've seen is it's a little cheaper. You can pick and choose what you want a little bit more. Like yesterday, there's a lady came in and she decided she didn't want the full packet. So, I mean, I know what I put in there. I know what I can take out, work with some people. And Yeah, if you want 5 pounds, we can get you 5 pounds. If you want 2 packets, you can get 2 packets. I mean, and on some of the bigger seed, like the seed corn or the sweet corn, I know like how much like 1 packet weighs, like what I've done. So I'm like, if you want this much, almost to a pound, or if you just want a pound, like it's easy to do that. You know what's in the package. You know the seed's good quality for sure. It's definitely a little bit easier.
Okay. Are you fixed for cucumbers?
Oh, yeah.
All right, seeds for cucumbers. Now, you got the ones that don't have to pollinate?
Mm-hmm.
All right, those work, by the way.
Yeah.
We've never been able to grow cucumbers in our garden
really
successfully ever until along come the seeds that don't have to pollinate. We had cucumbers running out our ears.
Wow.
Yeah. I almost gave some to the neighbors.
You really did. You had them running out your ears.
Yeah, I did. But that was before I got released from the devil. Now that I've found myself as to being a nice guy, I'm going to probably take some cucumbers over to Brent this year.
But not if you mow his yard and he doesn't pay up.
Well, I'm trying to forgive him for that.
You guys switched roles or what?
Well, I just had a come to meeting with the devil over the weekend, and I got things straightened out. So
deviled eggs or?
No, the devil. the devil, Katrina.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
Okay. He brings over cucumbers. I'm going to soak them in vinegar and then share them with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 Hey, don't push it.
Oh.
Vinegar's for cleaning toilets, not putting on cucumbers.
I don't like it personally, but my family always did that.
Oh,
vinegar and salt and
onions.
Yep, cucumbers and onions and vinegar. Yeah, nothing better.
A lot of people like them, and I respect that.
Well, there you go. But
Katrina, it's all about you. Thanks for coming in.
Don't say that.
No, Arrow Seed's ready to go. It sounds like you're 99% ready to go for grass, gardens.
Yeah.
The farmer ranchers out there who want to put some cover crops in.
Yeah.
What's the phone number there? Do you know?
I don't have it by heart.
You don't call it?
I don't call it often.
Okay.
I'll work on that this week and I'll get it for you.
I should know it. We've been asking for 30 years.
I think it's 870. 308.
I got 308. We're good. Don't worry about it. It's on the website, by the way.
Yeah, arrowseed.com. You can always shoot me an email at katrina@arrowseed.com as well if you had a question about your garden or comment on our Facebook deal or whatever. I will say this, I'm going to put this out there. We don't have pepper seed and tomato seeds. I have been told we get those in the packs, the beginning of May there, when they come in with our bedded plants and stuff. So
okay.
I don't want you to come in the store and think we have that and then let you down. So
okay, very good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Arrow Seed and Broken Bow open 5.5 days a week downtown.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Prime Minister Netanyahu admits Israel's armed forces unintentionally killed 7 workers with Chef Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen in Gaza today. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak.
They need to be allowed to do that work unhindered, and it's incumbent on Israel to make sure that they can do that, and we're asking Israel to investigate what happened urgently.
Israel promises an independent probe. The Biden campaign's releasing an abortion rights ad after a Florida Supreme Court ruling clearing the way for a 6-week abortion ban. CBS's Weijia Zhang.
President Biden is banking on this new advertisement resonating with women, and his campaign is convinced reproductive freedom will drive the election across the country.
People from Texas to Illinois waking up to devastation from violent wind, hail, tornadoes. A tree branch fell through Andrea Kosinski's ceiling near St. Louis.
This is way more than I anticipated. Thank goodness, we were downstairs and safe. It could be so much worse.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, the Nebraska legislature was off on Monday, but today lawmakers are expecting a decision on whether a senator should be censored. There are 2 main factors when it comes to the potential censor of State Senator Steve Halloran of Hastings for what he said on the legislature's floor about another senator. First, the executive board, comprised of 1 woman and 8 men, must vote to move the issue to the full legislature. Only then does the full legislature get to vote. On this past Thursday, the executive board heard testimony from just one person, State Senator Michaela Cavanaugh of Omaha. Cavanaugh said that Halloran's comments traumatized herself and her family. Last month, during debate over what reading material is appropriate for children, Halloran read aloud an excerpt from a memoir about a woman describing being raped in graphic detail. During the reading, Halloran inserted the name Cavanaugh into the text. Senator Halloran has apologized and in a statement said he was simply working hard to protect Nebraska's children. He did not testify last Thursday, but some of the senators came to Cavanaugh's defense. It's important to keep in mind that this is a censure, not a censorship. Many lawmakers say it's about accountability, respect, and the dignity of the legislative body. A censure is rare in the Nebraska legislature. The last time it happened was in 1955.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Ample sunshine expected today with highs around 53. Northwesterly winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies again tonight. Lows level off around 27. 55 tomorrow. Sunny skies. Ample sunshine expected Thursday with highs around 62. 67 Friday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
8:08, 30 degrees outside. Kind of dark out there and cloudy right now. Winds out of the northwest, 15 to 25. Barometric pressure has been rising, leveling off at 29.98. Humidity at 93%. High temperature yesterday was 36, an overnight low of 30. Sunset today at 8:04. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:18. Just a little bit of moisture in the rain gauge from some very light mist yesterday after 7 o'clock. We have 2/100ths precipitation measured so far in this month of April. 30 and cloudy and going to be windy all day today. Be careful out there. 6 minutes past the hour. Always good to have Click Family Healthcare in. Dr. Jacobson is here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you in. You're looking good. You're still losing weight, or have you leveled off?
Kind of leveled off. 51 is where I'm at right now. The holidays, Easter, decided I was just going to kind of not get real aggressive. So I ate some foods I shouldn't have eaten, and which is unfortunately 90% of our food source that we have when you go to the grocery store, when you look at the added sugar and everything in it. My wife is a fantastic cook, and she's kind of an enabler. So we had 3 birthday parties at our house on Saturday, and then we had Easter on Sunday. So, we had to have carrot cake and ham and mashed potatoes and the whole 9 yards. So it, wasn't a real good weekend I didn't gain any weight, but I sure didn't lose any.
Yeah.
It's the whole idea that it's got to be a lifestyle change. And that's really the focus of our wellness program that we call Discover Your Health is helping people make those lifestyle changes, understanding that it's not a diet. If you look at the first 3 words of diet, it's die. If you look at the first 4 words of health, it's heal. And so you have to make that lifestyle change. Studies show that people who lose weight on a quote unquote diet, 75% gain their weight back within 1 year, 98% in 2 years. Because they haven't made the lifestyle change. We're seeing people who are doing the Ozempic shot for weight loss that when they stop taking it, they gain their weight back because they haven't learned to modify their diet, because the Ozempic in and of itself suppresses your appetite.
I was going to kind of bring that up because this article was just out this morning. I was going to ask you about it, about Ozempic, the trend on TikTok and social media. It's people who are losing some weight on it, but doctors are saying that it has sometimes to do with genetics and the other medicines that they're taking.
Sure.
And so sometimes people are expecting these wonderful results and they don't get it. The percentage is a lot lower than advertised as far as effectiveness. Do you agree with that?
I would agree with that. The other thing is the side effect profile is a lot broader than what people talk about too.
Yeah.
And I've had a few people on Ozempic because of diabetes, not because of weight loss, that we've actually had to stop it because of GI issues. I had a young lady who was going into kidney failure that I was sure it was the Ozempic. Well, it ended up it wasn't, but we took her off of it. And she said, yeah, I was losing weight. We dropped her A1C from 11 to 6.8 in about 4 months, which A1C is how we monitor people to see how well controlled their diabetes is. But she said once she went off of it, she didn't realize how bad she felt while she was taking it. So we're looking at other options right now for her. But, the supply and demand of Ozempic is crazy. Cash price is about $1,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
So you can go to different providers that can get you a knockoff. So it's a compounded. It's not the same as Ozempic because Ozempic is branded. You can't, it's got a patent on it. So they changed the molecule a little bit, and they're selling that as a weekly injection, $300 to $350 a month for that. But again, it's what's that long-term side effect? What's the long-term profile going to be for these people? And that's what I fear. If we can work on lifestyle changes and modify what we're putting in our body, we're going to be a lot better off down the long road. I saw a quote the other day which I thought was really great, and if you got to stop and think about it for a minute, but how it relates to our bodies and how we eat. The quote was, "If you have a dirty fish tank, do you clean the tank or do you drug the fish?" What's our American healthcare system do?
Well, it
drug the fish.
Fish.
Yeah. I mean, Big Pharma has so much control. Our food processors, our food suppliers have so much control. There are 110 different ways that you can hide sugar under a different name in food products that the USDA has allowed. So you're eating sugar, and a lot of times you don't even know it. We tell our patients that anything that ends in OSE is gross because it's a form of sugar, and sugar is what inhibits or leads to insulin resistance, which then leads to diabetes. It used to be when I was in training for our diabetics, I was taught, tell them to eat a baked potato. Baked potato is a complex carbohydrate. It takes longer for your blood sugar to go up, then takes longer for your blood sugar to come down. It's one of the worst things you can do when you look at the glycemic index because it shoots our blood sugar up. It's not a slow release like we used to think it was. So really anything that's white, sugar, flour, rice, anything that gets converted into sugar or a starch that gets converted into sugar is going to cause a blood sugar spike, which then causes an insulin surge, which then drops our blood sugar, which is what it's supposed to do, but it'll drop it below our baseline. So think of the example of Easter or Thanksgiving. You eat some turkey or ham, and then you have some mashed potatoes, and you have some corn, and then Thanksgiving's got to eat a piece of grandma's pumpkin pie. Oh yeah, maybe a sweet potato. And what do you want to do? 45 minutes later,
take a nap.
Right. Well, that's where your blood sugar has fallen below what our baseline, where our brain wants it. So you take your 30-minute nap or 45-minute nap, and you wake up, and what are you?
Hungry.
Right.
Yep.
Because when our blood sugar drops below that baseline, our brain releases stress hormones. Stress hormones induce cravings. So we get into this cycle of up and down, up and down. So with our American diet, we keep doing these surges of or spikes of sugar, which surge of insulin, and then that leads to insulin resistance, which then leads to type 2 diabetes. And so that's why we're seeing such a huge increase in type 2 diabetes. It's why as we get older, one, we don't move as much, two, our metabolism slows down, and three, we don't eat as healthy as we should. A lot of it, even if you think about fruits and vegetables, if you go to Hy-Vee or even grocery cart or Gary's, and you buy a tomato, that tomato may have been picked a month ago in Argentina, put in a tank, sprayed with some chemical to keep it from ripening, and then gets up here and we eat it. You don't know what pesticides it's been sprayed with, and then you look at the micronutrients and they're just not there like they are when they're raised on a farm where, you're recycling manure and crop residue and all those things. So we lose out on those micronutrients. So if our government wanted to do something to help with obesity, they should look at what we're putting out and producing for food for our population.
Well, is it fair to say if we just roll back before we got to the 1970s when we started using sugar,
artificial sweeteners?
Yeah, artificial sweeteners. And I always marvel at when you look at pictures of our population before 1970. They always say, well, how come there's nobody very heavy in those pictures? It was unusual to be a little bit heavy even. Well, number one, I suppose we exercised more. The work was more manual labor type thing. And they probably were eating most everything off the farm.
Right. Everything that was eating was being farm raised. Yeah. And, most of it was local. Yeah. Whether you lived in Broken Bow, you still bought local products. I mean, we bought milk at a dairy farm north of Broken Bow when I was a kid. Mom had a garden. Grandpa had gardens. So just our whole food chain, our food supply, has been changed so much over the last 30, 40, 50 years that we're setting ourselves up for failure, starting with what we're eating. And then if you look at, what do we offer our kids? Energy drinks. 20 ounce can of energy drinks, 20 ounce Coke, it's got like 15 teaspoons of sugar. Straight sugar.
Yeah, I mean, cereals.
You just will go over and get the sugar bowl out or the 5-gallon sack of sugar and just start spooning it in your mouth, because that's what's happening.
So, Doc, there's got to be a kind of a middle road on this. I mean, you're talking about a big lifestyle change. How do you work with your clients to ease them into this? And maybe how far do you take them to watching everything they eat, to like you did on Easter, maybe make an exception that day? How do you work with your clients on that?
Well, the biggest thing we talk about is the source of your carbs. So that's the source of your starches, your sugars. And really focusing on getting those from plant-based sources versus processed. So anything that's highly processed is going to be much worse as far as causing sugar spikes, which then leads to that insulin surge. So we really focus a lot on, plant-based sources, trying to get 5 servings of vegetables in, trying to get 3 servings of fruits. There are certain fruits that are better than others. And it really depends on where you're at in your journey. I mean, if you want to lose weight, you need to restrict things a little bit tighter. If you're maintaining, then you can start adding some things back. But you really need to focus on not eating those highly processed foods. Yeah. The refined sugars, refined flours, those kind of things. And people will come and, like, we have different trainings, and they'll say, well, gosh, I read, or I was on a diet where rice and potatoes were okay. Well, we're learning so much more about glycemic index and what they actually do in our body, how that leads to type 2 diabetes, and then or at least insulin resistant type 2 diabetes, that since I've been out of residency, 20 years, it's been a whole paradigm shift that we've learned from the time that I was in training. So that's one of the biggest focuses, is we just have to think and, kind of clear our mind. a lot of people say, well, gosh, I did keto and I lost weight. It's like, well, why aren't you still doing keto? Yeah. Well, because I wanted some carbs. Well, yeah, keto is you eliminate all carbs. So it's finding that balance of getting good protein, good fats, and then getting your carbs more from plant-based sources. Recent studies are showing that if you buy frozen fruit or frozen vegetables that are flash frozen, they actually have more nutrients than a lot of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables that you can buy. For example, the ones that are picked in Argentina.
Yeah, that are shipped. Yeah. So, real quick question, and I know we're going to run out of time because this is a very interesting topic, and you probably have some other things you wanted to talk about. But we're getting inundated right now with, I can't remember the name of it, and maybe I shouldn't say it, that it's basically vegetables in a pill. That's being advertised on TV really heavy. And the ad shows all these vegetables that are broke down and made into a powder and put into a capsule. And there's probably lots of different ones. This one they're really hitting on TV right now, making statements like you're going to feel way better and you're going to be healthier. Where do you sit on those?
Well, I think the biggest thing is how much can you put into a capsule, as far as quantity and quality. Unfortunately, the supplement industry is not regulated by the FDA. It's regulated by the USDA. So you could set up in your garage, Dr. Bernie, who is selling a supplement that, you can say whatever you want and nobody's really going to question you unless there's a bad outcome, unless there's 2 or 3 bad outcomes and then all of a sudden you get some attorney involved and there's a class action lawsuit because the USDA is busy enough with agriculture and those kind of things. They really don't have the manpower where the FDA does focus on, drugs and outcomes. So that's the first thing that I worry about with supplements is where are they produced. I've always had 3 questions. Where are they produced? Are you getting quality product? Meaning, where are they produced? Are they produced in an FDA-approved factory? Do they meet the guidelines of drugs when they're produced? 2, are they tested to where you're getting a quality product? So the amount of the active ingredient is consistent from day to day to day. So a name brand drug has to be within 2 or 3%. So 97 to 103%. A generic drug actually has to be within 30% from day to day. So where are you at in that? And then the third thing is, do they work? And that's really where I struggle a lot is because, we do handle some supplements, but we're getting into, are they working? So we're now starting to draw blood work on people to see, has their cholesterol come down? Has their A1Cs come down? Where are they at with their B12 and their cardiac CRPs and those kind of things? So it's a real struggle for me when you watch these ads on TV to know really what's the background on them.
And a lot of them claim, and probably are not, they're a natural supplement. There's
a huge movement for being holistic and natural. We've had multiple people over the last 2 years, probably 2.5 years, that have said, I don't want to take a big pharma drug for my cholesterol or for my diabetes. I want to try to do something holistic or natural. And that's really what our wellness program focuses on, is how can we help them do that and train them to do that without them taking a big pharma drug.
And remain healthy.
And and be healthier in the long run. Yeah. So just a few other things, just to be, where allergy season's upon us. Allergies have been horrible the last 3 weeks. So we're seeing a lot of that. We're getting ready to get farmers in the field, so farm safety, big thing right now. Not only for the farmers, but also for the general public, watching out for those guys pulling out fields at night and pulling their discs and stuff at night. Weather's getting nice. Get out and try to exercise a little bit. There's a interesting person on Facebook. She's a biochemist from France that I have a lot of our customers follow, that she has different food hacks. Simple things like eat your vegetables first. Because if you eat your vegetables first, they're going to bind to those glucose receptors. So then when you do eat a processed carb, a piece of pie, some mashed potatoes, not as much of that sugar is going to get absorbed, so we don't see the sugar spike. After you eat, get up and move for 10 minutes. We've known for years that 30 minutes of exercise is what's recommended 5 days a week, but we've known for years that if you exercise 10 minutes 3 times a day, you get the same effect. Well, I think a lot of that is if you exercise 10 minutes after you eat, we're not going to get that sugar spike, so we are healthier. So just simple things like that people can really not make much changes, but yet become healthier.
How much time do you recommend you leave between when you eat your last meal and when you go to bed?
It's recommended a minimum of 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, that's a recommended. And again, there's an old saying in medicine: you eat breakfast like a king, you eat lunch like a queen, and you eat dinner or supper like a pauper. So you eat the bigger meals first. Mm-hmm. That gives your time, your day. It gives you more time throughout the day to burn those calories off if you're eating a more higher calorie. And then lunchtime, you eat a few calories, and then at nighttime, back off even more. The thing with our wellness program is we don't recommend counting calories. If you eat five servings of vegetables, 3 servings of fruit, and you get your healthy proteins and healthy fats, you're going to be full. You're not going to have to worry about overeating because you're going to be full. Mm-hmm. So another thing we talk about, or I talk a lot about with our customers, is sit down and do some soul searching. Is ask yourself, why do you eat the way you eat? Because maybe you're eating because you're stressed. Maybe you're eating because you're depressed. Maybe you eat when you're, sugar's a drug. I'm fully convinced that sugar is no different than alcohol or cocaine or whatever. It's a drug. And studies are starting to show that because it's a physiological response when our blood sugar drops that our brain releases stress hormones that induce cravings. It's no different than if you're an alcoholic and you start to sober up and all of a sudden the brain says, dopamine receptors. I kind of like the way I felt when I had that extra beer, or when you're a drug user. So obesity to me is no different than being a drug addict or an alcoholic. It's where there's a food addiction, and the underlying addiction is to the sugar.
Well, I think most of us know that there have been a lot of conflicts and even battles in the early years of for sugar, possession of sugar and to ship it. I mean, there was actually sugar wars,
right?
When you go back in history, so it was a valuable commodity. It was almost like a drug back in its early days because they were growing it and shipping it, and it kind of reminds you of that.
Yeah. Well, we know it is a drug now.
Okay.
The big thing too is, a lot of people with the artificial sweeteners, study after study after study has shown that, they'll take groups of typical college kids and they'll all have the same food plan, they'll have the same exercise regimen. One group drinks water, one group drinks regular pop, one group drinks diet pop. The first group with water will lose weight or tone up. The other 2 groups, there's no difference. Mm. So there's something in artificial sweeteners that induce hunger, that decrease weight loss. So, is it better to drink a Diet Coke than to drink a Coke? Yeah, probably is. But don't drink the Diet Coke expecting to lose weight. Drink the Diet Coke so you don't get that huge sugar surge. That you do that over and over and over, it's going to lead you to insulin resistance.
All right. All of this information and much more conversation available if people want to contact you and talk about how you can maybe sit them down and get them started on your program.
ClickFamilyHealthcare.com. Go there. We have both phone numbers for Kearney and Clinic. I think the biggest thing that I like about our wellness program is that it fits right into our mantra, or fits right into our goals of what we do. So we have people, they have the time to be able to come in and sit down and talk about it. We're not rushed. We're available to answer their questions. So it fits really right into what our whole philosophy of building that relationship instead of the veterinary herd mentality that unfortunately our healthcare system has turned into.
If we had more time, I'd like to talk to you about deviled eggs, but we'll maybe save that for next time. Where does that fit in? That will.
I was going to say I'm not sure where to take that.
All right, Dr. Jacobson, Click Family Healthcare, right here in Broken Bow and Kearney. If you're listening from somewhere between here and Kearney, you can go to either clinic or set up different times to come in and give you a call. Right?
Yep. Check our website. Give us a call. We're happy to talk about not only Click Family Healthcare, but also excited about our wellness program we've started.
All right. Thanks, Doc.
Yep.
Appreciate
have a great day.
Headaches, ear ringing, neck pain, dizziness, brain fog. Is your jaw pain to blame? Pearson Physical Therapy wants to be your partner in finding out. Tension and dysfunction in the jaw and surrounding muscles can lead to a number of symptoms that disrupt your daily life. It can be hard to know who to seek out for help. We invite you to come see us at Pearson Physical Therapy to learn how your jaw dysfunction can be managed so that you can get back to not having to deal with daily aggravation. Call us at 872-5800 or stop by on West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Quality custom embroidery is available right here in central Nebraska from locally owned Nebraska Pasture Door. Whether you're wanting to support your favorite team or athlete or promote your business with new apparel, stop in and talk with Cynthia on the west side of the square in Broken Bow. Whether you have an idea you want to see come to life or you need help imagining a design, Cynthia can help. If you have a favorite brand you love, there's a good chance she can order it and then embroider it. Nebraska Pasture Door, embroidery and custom apparel, located in Broken Bow on the square.
Spring sports gear up time is here, and where better to find your gear than Gear for Sports in Broken Bow? Woo! Say that 5 times fast. Stop in often to keep up on what's available, and follow their Facebook page for the deal of the day. Always worth a look. Savings could be on shoes, shorts, Under Armour, or maybe even their new line of Twisted X or Cinch products. Remember, if there's something you can't find, talk to Scott and he'll do his best to get it. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4. Ready for track, baseball, and softball. Gear for Sports, Broken Bow.
Tired of unexpected car troubles putting a misfire in your day? Introducing C&M Auto in Anselmo. For routine maintenance to major repairs of gas and diesel cars or light and heavy-duty trucks, go with C&M Auto. They boast the latest diagnostics to diagnose and fix your vehicle's issues with quick response and a very competitive labor rate. Plus emergency 24-hour service rates outside their 9 to 5 Monday through Friday hours. Call 308-749-2277 for C&M Auto, located south of Chandler's Honey off Highway 2 in Anselmo. C&M Auto.
Is there anything better than getting rewarded? Let us ask you this. How many reward apps do you currently have on your phone? Are you 2 purchases away from that free coffee or maybe a sandwich? Well, maybe we have one last question. Are you being rewarded for spending? If you said no, we can help you change that. At Bruning Bank, we offer 4 levels of our Bruning Bank credit card so we can best match you with the credit card suited for your lifestyle. The best part? You earn rewards with every purchase. Give us a call today at 308-872-2757 or visit BruningBank.com to learn how you can make the most of your purchases. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN Radio.
8:34. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on this Tuesday, and we appreciate that very much. And I'm trying to get Mark Stock lined out here, so we'll get him lined out and in the playlist, and we'll be able to figure out what's going on with Big Iron Auction Company. That's next.
We're your pharmacy store with so much more. Barney Health Mart, where people come first with a hometown touch and your best interest in mind. Barney Health Mart. We're your pharmacy store and we're here for you with friendly service time after time, caring for you and about you. Barney Health Mart.
Homeowners, landlords, and business owners of Custer County and beyond. Is your lawn begging for a makeover? Sharon Lawn Care and Sprinkler Repair has the magic touch for your green oasis. A 4 or 5-step fertilizer program, sprinkler repair expertise, and top-notch aeration and mowing. Transforming your yard into a lush paradise is just a call away. Call Kyle at 308-870-0348. Serving Custer County and beyond.
Sharon Lawn Care and Sprinkler Repair, where the grass is always greener.
Hay season is just around the corner. Time to get your equipment back in shape. The days and nights can be long during haying season. Why make them longer with breakdowns and worn-out equipment? Go see the new and used Vermeer equipment on hand at Power Solutions in Broken Bow and look into financing on new equipment. Parts are also on hand to keep your Vermeer equipment running. Power Solutions, just 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2. Or call 308-872-5522.
Dave and Brent.
You two guys.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Well, good morning, everybody. I tell you what, a big lineup of equipment selling today all across the country on Big Iron. And we couldn't be more proud of all of the field reps. So we just come off a massive March, the largest month in March since the inception of Big Iron, folks. We sold more machinery in more states, more number of items all across the country than we have in any previous March. So congratulations to all of the Big Iron reps. They're doing an outstanding job of getting the pictures and the video. We also want to thank all the people that work inside the offices, making sure that customers are getting registered. They process the payments, they disperse the funds, they do all the back behind-the-scenes work. They're doing an outstanding job, and we couldn't be more proud of all the people that are helping Big Iron and their buyers, bidders, and sellers get their purchases and their equipment sold. Now, we do have a lineup of sales today and this week, folks. That's unbelievable as well as we kick off here April the 2nd. Torkelson Brothers are retiring. They're from Radcliffe, Iowa. Boy, they have some late model John Deere equipment like a 2021 John Deere S770 combine. They have a 2021 John Deere 9570 RT track tractor. They have a 24-row planter. They have a John Deere 8360R mechanical front tractor. They also have a John Deere 7330 premium mechanical front tractor with a loader. This equipment is outstanding. It's immaculate, folks. You need to check it all out because it's selling today. Check out their International Farmall 806 tractor. That is getting a tremendous amount of attention on BigIron.com. Also, today, folks, we have the Kibble equipment sale. They have got locations all across Minnesota and in the North Dakotas. They have got, folks, 62 items that are selling. 2019, 20, 21, 22, and 23 year model machines like a 2022 John Deere 8R 410 mechanical front tractor, 2022 John Deere 5065E compact utility tractor. This thing has very few hours on it. A 2022 John Deere S790 four-wheel drive combine on tires, and also a 790 on tracks. They have a whole host of sprayers. They've got a big 9620 RX track tractor that will sell. They have a whole host of different makes and models and configurations of planters. They have forage harvesting equipment as well. Folks, this sale starts to close at 11 o'clock this morning, so dial up BigIron.com for all that information. Now, you're looking for a ranch horse at 12 o'clock noon. We've got some nice ranch horses that will sell. They're coming from Wood Lake, Nebraska, Newcastle, Nebraska, Wood Lake again, Lewiston, Crawford, Hugo, Colorado, Hyannis, and Liberty, Missouri. So if you're looking for horses, please dial up BigIron.com. We also have the D&D bull sale at 1 o'clock this afternoon. These animals by Herman, Nebraska. Outstanding red Angus and black Angus bulls that will sell to the highest bidder today at 1 o'clock. Now, tomorrow, folks, a huge lineup of equipment selling here on our April 3rd online auction. If you're looking for machinery, you're going to find it because there's over 3,100 items that will sell. Equipment from Mark Miller, LLC by Bloomfield, Nebraska. Some really nice livestock feeding equipment. Also, Wright Implement out of Kentucky, folks. They have a whole host of late model sprayers and planters that will be selling to the highest bidder here on the BigIron.com website. It's a very large sale, so we don't want you to miss it. We also have the University of Nebraska having 162 items that will sell. This is equipment that's used in their facilities where they do all their test plots. They do all their tractor testing lab equipment, and they've even got some combines like a 2017 John Deere S650 combine that will sell, all for the University of Nebraska. That sale taking place here on Wednesday. Now, we mentioned this last week, but we're reminding everybody again that we've got some really nice ranches that are selling here on Big Iron. There's 5,058.36 acres of Banner County, Nebraska ranch and pasture ground that will sell in 3 tracks here on April the 12th. Outstanding opportunity, folks. If you are interested, please get a hold of Ron Stock or John Buell. They will get you all the information, but we have a tremendous amount of information, aerial footings, video footings, and information here on the Big Iron website. Just scroll through down on the real estate to the April 12th sale folks, that sale coming place here, where it sells absolute to the highest bidder for George and Kathleen Van Pelt. This property has been in the family for a great number of years, and it's a once-in-a-generation, once-in-a-lifetime offering of Banner County, Nebraska best and most productive grassland being sold here for the Van Pelt Ranch. And then mark your calendars, folks, for April the 25th, 6,242 acres of Brown County, Nebraska ranch land will sell in 3 different tracts. Greg and Melinda Vilwalk are selling their ranch that's located south of Ainsworth, Nebraska. They're offering it in 3 very sensible tracts, or you can own it all. All you have to do is bid. This ranch is formerly the Lakeland Ranch, and it's located only 3 miles off a blacktop highway. One of the tracts has an approximately 300-acre lake that's about 13 feet deep. So not only do you have the grazing, but you have some unbelievable recreation and fancy views. There's nice building facilities on this property, and once again, this ranch will sell on April 25th on bigiron.com. So folks, we've got a lot of machinery, livestock, and land scheduled to sell here in the month of April. And believe it or not, we're booking land auctions that will still sell here yet in May and into September and November through that time period. So if you've got some land you would like to sell, now's the time to get a hold of us here at 1-800-937-3558. And if you've got machinery to sell, folks, get a hold of your area Big Iron rep, or you can also call us at the same number, and we'll connect you with the rep that works in the county in which you live. That number, once again, 1-800-937-3558. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark Stock. Thank you very much. Appreciate your conversation and report again today. And then we'll have Mark on again next week. We also got a call from Queensland, Australia. And we have a listener online right now that says, hey, it's past 11 o'clock there now, p.m., so they're staying up late and listening to the breakfast show. So thanks for doing that, and have a great rest of your evening in Queensland, Australia. Thanks for listening to the breakfast show. Now, we're not going to go quite as far as Australia, Brent, but we are going to go to Ansley next.
All right, sounds good.
Which is a short drive down Highway 2, as we all know. And we have Lynette Doan with us. Lynette, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys today?
We're really doing well. It's nice to hear your voice. We were talking off the air about how fast time travels, and of course, conversation when we're at our age, Lynette, is, are you still working? Do you still want to work? Can you work? How's your back? How's your knees? That kind of, all those conversations. But it's really good to talk to you.
Yes. I've already exercised this morning, so the back and the knees are great, Dave.
Wow, all right.
No complaints.
Well, good. I'm happy for you, Lynette.
I won't ask you how yours are.
Okay.
Maybe we won't go there.
I think it'll be better after a walk tonight after work, maybe. That might help.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you're still helping with the village of Ansley. You worked full-time with the village for 40-plus years, I think, and you're backing down a little bit. You have a replacement, and you're going through some transition, but you're still doing some of the, I guess, the fringe activities that you can take care of?
Yeah, I'm helping out where I can on, some odds and ends things while Michelle Nelson, she's settling into the position wonderfully. So I'm just doing some extra stuff or filling in for her when needed.
All right. Well, if you don't mind, since we have you on the line here and you've been a Ansleyite for many, many years, I believe your maiden name is Bristol. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
Yeah,
yep.
So that's a very Ansley name, as you know. And I know it's close to your heart. You've got some good things going on in Ansley, the housing projects and how the downtown area has been improved and spruced up a little bit. I bet that makes you happy.
Yeah, it does. It does. We're like practically every community in Nebraska. Housing shortages are an issue for all of us, and that affects, the workforce people that you can attract, which then that affects kids into your school district. And, yeah, it's kind of a ripple effect. So Our housing group has been wonderful. I work with that group. I'm not a member of that group, but they're looking at it kind of expanding their role a little bit or changing it a little bit moving forward. So maybe to provide some more opportunities. So, yeah, we're working on some mapping right now to identify vacant properties or properties that are not, don't have anyone living in them, to see if we might be able to explore that as a way to expand our housing availability. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see, and we've been kind of talking here on the Breakfast Show the last few years. Folks just need to take a left or right-hand turn off Highway 2, go up over the railroad tracks, and they'll find what Ansley really is. You got to pull in and take a look, right?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We have really nice downtown district and, some active businesses. And, cross the railroad tracks and see what we're about. A lot of people go into our park. That's a wonderful attraction. So fishing and all sorts of activities available down there. So, we feel like we have a lot to offer for a small community.
Yeah, and some nice improvements in the park as well. So let's talk about the subject today that you actually wanted to talk about, and I believe that was the Choice Gas Program.
Right. It kicks off this year on Thursday, April 4th, and goes through, I think it's Wednesday, April 24th. And everybody, I'm guessing, unless you signed up last year for a 2-year, if you committed to a 2-year agreement, you should have received your ballot in the mail probably last week. And that's it's your selection form. Shows your account number, shows your control number, shows the various providers that are participating in the program this year. And so basically just want to encourage everybody to choose a supplier. That everybody has a website, everybody has a toll-free number that you can call, and you can price check, and you can kind of track that throughout the sign-up period. If you don't sign up during the sign-up period, then your rate, you automatically get a default rate somewhere around mid-May, and historically that's been higher. So the encouragement is to make the choice yourself, and because Ansley is an ACE community, we really like to encourage our people to choose ACE as their supplier. Several communities in our area, besides Ansley, Broken Bow is the ACE community, Burwell, Loop City, Ord, Ravenna, Sargent, St. Paul. I think there's about 75 members in ACE, and they've been in existence since 1998, and they have historically given, I think, every year but one, maybe two. The membership has voted to return funds to the communities, and that's a real perk. Ansley, over the years, has received in excess of $36,000. This year it was a little over $3,100. And Ansley, like I'm sure a lot of other communities, have used those funds to, make improvements in the community. You mentioned our park earlier. We've helped to improve our walking path. We've purchased playground equipment and park picnic tables, our Christmas decorations on Main Street during the Christmas season, some lifeguard chairs. So I think most communities use those funds that come back to them for those kinds of improvements that can be enjoyed by the community as a whole. So we encourage people to sign up for ACE because the more of your users in your community that commit to purchasing their gas from ACE, then the larger your share of funds that would come back to your community would be at the end of the year. So, but I realize everybody has to make the best choice for them, so encourage you to check out pricing and make a choice.
Okay. Now, Lynette, you mentioned that if they don't make a choice, typically it's a bit higher. Can they see that in the numbers in advance?
No,
Okay.
they cannot.
Okay.
And most of the providers, like I said, there's 8 this year. You can sign up for a fixed monthly bill. I think most of them for like 2 years. They offer that option. You can sign up for an annual rate on a per therm basis. There are some market index rates if you want to kind of then it's tied to, a portion of it is tied to the market rate. So I think all 8 of the suppliers have various options that you can sign up for, and they can discuss all of those with you when you call in and help you. Then you can make your choice.
Okay. Well, I don't know about all of our listeners out there or Brent Apperson who's sitting here, but if I'm how do I want to put it? One of those people that don't like to jump through a lot of hoops, I think I would just vote ACE.
Well, that would be wonderful,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. I mean,
and like at the village office in Ansley, they send us anytime there's a rate change, they will send us their new rate. And so we have customers, our residents in Ansley, and this is totally fine. You can just call the office, and we can tell you what ACE's latest rate is. We've even helped people sign up. If you give us, we just need your name, we need your service address, and that control number, and we can quote you what the price is, and then there's a confirmation number, and then that locks you in for you've made your decision, and then you don't get any more calls or advertisements, or once you have selected a provider, then that advertising, those phone calls kind of go away. And those have kind of decreased over the last couple of years. Another really nice thing about ACE is the organization, they watch rate request increases at the Nebraska Public Service Commission, and they can, sometimes they attend those hearings and get involved on behalf of the ACE membership to try and hold those as closely as they can to the line. And as individual small communities, we don't have the personnel or the expertise to do that. So that's another real benefit of being a member of ACE or supporting ACE is that you have those people that are kind of going to bat for you to hold rates in check as much as possible.
all right, Lynette. That's good information. I'm glad that you set up that you could be on the breakfast show to talk about that today. And I'm sure if they have any questions, as you said, you can call and ask for help and or information, continued information about this. But thanks so much.
You bet. Thank you guys for having me this morning.
Now, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit. Has anybody ever told you that you're a very good speaker and presenter?
Yes.
Over the years, every time I've been in a meeting or something that you've spoke at and presented a subject at, or maybe there's something that is being debated, and I've always been impressed by the way you can get your point across and do it in such a smooth manner. And even sometimes things are a little bit sticky. You've always been able to give a presentation and get the point across without any hard feelings. So I think you should be complimented for that.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. I've done a lot of presenting over the years for clerks at school and stuff. And, you know, as my husband would tell you, talking is not a problem for me. I'm okay there, Dave.
Well, now, can you get him to do whatever you want with those presentations? Maybe something around the house that needs to be done. Do you give him a presentation of sort?
That would probably be a hard no. You might be able to present and influence people outside that immediate circle a little bit better than you can inside that circle.
That is so true. That is so true. Lynette Doan, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us today. It's so good to hear from you.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right. Lynette Doan, longtime clerk, Ansley, now transitioning to a little bit different lifestyle, but I know she'll still be involved in Ansley. Her heart's there in Ansley, America. Good to have you along. My co-host Brent Apperson and I are going to celebrate Emmylou Harris's birthday today.
Oh, good.
She is 77 today.
Wonderful.
doesn't seem possible. She's probably more of a songwriter than an artist who's had a lot of radio hits, but as I pulled her up here on our database, there's a lot of songs that she also got on the radio, but she's done a lot of work for other artists as well. Grammy-winning singer-songwriter and revered by so many artists, both on the rock and country side. And she was one of the first ladies to do that. You'll see her playing with the likes of Neil Young to George Jones. And here she is with one of the songs that was a big hit for her, called 2 More Bottles of Wine.
With all the basketball and everything going on, they've created a bracket of blizzards to find out what is the most popular blizzard in Custer County and the surrounding area at Dairy Queen and Broken Bow. And we have our first entrant into the Final Four. Yesterday's matchup was between Peanut Butter Cup and Butterfinger. With the win, moving on, Peanut Butter Cup.
Really?
The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard is moving on into the Final Four. And I can tell you that we as a staff did our part to help it move forward yesterday.
We may have had something to do with it.
We may have had something to do with it. So here is today's matchup. Now the winner here will advance out and go up against Peanut Butter Cup in the Final Four. So here's your matchup for today. The Oreo Cookie Blizzard takes on the Brownie Batter Blizzard. I would say Oreo would be the favorite. would it not?
I would think so.
So anyway, that's your matchup today, and this is the way you vote. You can go to Dairy Queen and Broken Bow. If you purchase one of those blizzards, it earns 2 points for an opportunity to move out in the bracket. You can also vote by going to their Facebook page as well. So again, your matchup for today in the Summer Blizzard Challenge at Dairy Queen and Broken Bow, the Oreo cookie versus the Brownie Batter Blizzard. That'll be your matchup today. The winner moves out and takes on Peanut Butter Cup in the Final Four.
All right. Note from Becky Daly earlier in our chat box here. So maybe it wasn't an April Fool's joke. Dave is turning over a new leaf. Well, yeah, Becky. I mean, I had a meeting, with who? You know who. Steve Hornickel, good morning, and Lori Holman, good morning. We'll take a break for news on The Breakfast Show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Israel says its forces carried out an airstrike in Gaza today that unintentionally killed 7 workers from Chef Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen in Gaza. CBS's Holly Williams.
They were killed as they tried to get food to desperate Palestinians. One vehicle seems to have taken a direct hit.
A deadly shooting among 6th graders north of Helsinki. Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk.
Finnish police say a 12-year-old who'd got hold of a relative's handgun opened fire on classmates, killing 1 and seriously wounding 2 others. The suspect was captured after fleeing the scene.
The Biden campaign's released a new ad targeting his Republican challenger, a day after Florida's Supreme Court cleared the way for a 6-week abortion ban.
In 2016, Donald Trump ran to overturn Roe v. Wade.
The Florida court also put the issue on the November ballot, letting voters decide if abortion rights should be enshrined in the state constitution. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. 53 today under mainly clear skies. Northwest winds 20 to 25 miles per hour. 27 tonight. High of 55 tomorrow. Lots of sunshine and dry Thursday. Clouds on the increase by Friday. Low 60s Thursday. Mid 60s by Friday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
This is April Good, proud to be with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. We guarantee you the very best exposure in marketing your property, averaging over 40,000 visitors per month to our website. This market is hot, but if you want a premium for your farm, ranch, or recreational land, you need your property to be able to be found by investors and buyers. If you are thinking about selling, call me, April Good, for a free market analysis and check us out at lashleyland.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
9:04, your temperature right now, 33 degrees under a mostly sunny sky. The sun is burning through now and the clouds are clearing. The winds are still persisting at 15 to 25 miles per hour. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave. To my left, to your right, if you're looking at the radio, would be Brent Apperson. And then across, probably in about the dial zone, we have guests. And I just got to, I can't help it.
Oh, I get another hug. Oh, thank you.
I can't wait to hear this interview, ladies, because I don't know if you know this or not, but yesterday Dave announced on the radio that he's going through a transformation. And it's no more picking on people, no more giving people a hard time. And I know, Jody, he's given you a hard time at times during the or all the time. Yeah, correct. So I just didn't know if you guys knew that or not, but yesterday he announced a transformation. So it's going to be interesting to see where this interview goes.
Are we going to enjoy this?
Yeah, I had to come to the devil meeting over the holiday weekend, and I had it out with him, and he no longer has an effect on me. I've washed him from my life, so I will not be doing devilish things anymore. Nicole, that hug was sincere, and I wasn't teasing you. In fact, I'll hug you again if you want before you leave.
Yeah,
that
would be nice.
Okay, very good. So yes, it's all good now. No more teasing. No more satire.
So no more reference to the hot tub, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Or a hot tub isn't bad.
Well, it kind of is when the place you're talking about doesn't have one.
Well, that's true, and it's a whirlpool.
Yes.
For your clients.
Yes.
For your people who live there, right, Nicole? Yep. Right, and you can walk into it.
Yes.
And you don't have to dive in or anything. You can just walk into it.
Yeah, you can just walk in.
Okay. All right, that's good. And that's available to everyone who lives there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So if someday I decide to move in, then I can use your whirlpool.
So would you like me to put you on our waiting list? Is that what you're saying?
My wife probably would.
Yeah. Is there any way you do a thing where they can just come and go, like they're there for a week and then they're gone for a while, and then the wife says, "No, go back there for another week"?
It might be something to look into.
Yeah, there you go.
It might be. It might be.
Just for Dave.
Yeah. Well, all kidding aside, we're getting into spring, and I'm not sure about what you have for availabilities, but this is a good time to come and talk to you guys about moving in either spring, summer, or fall before it gets cold again. That gives you kind of a nice window to make those arrangements and get on the waiting list in case it's full, right?
Right. So what you need to do is call Felicia or I, or just come in and talk to us. You're more than welcome to take a tour at that time when you come in. We'd love to do that. And if you come in at the right time, then we can sit down and have some lunch on us and discuss the possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good.
Well, let's think about what you get along with the actual living space, Brent or Nicole. We actually don't have to scoop walks anymore in the wintertime. What else, Jody? We don't have to
mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
You don't have to get out to check your mail because you've got a post office box right inside the building.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about your medications. We do that for you. We do your weekly housekeeping and laundry.
That's a biggie.
Oh, the laundry's huge, I think.
If you don't want to get out and do your grocery shopping, we can do that for you also once a week.
And you can also, if you like, and still are driving safely, have your own vehicle.
Yes.
And come and go as you please.
Yes.
And if that's not the case, there's the Broken Bow City Bus, and you guys can help people hook up with that, or I assume get them one place or the other.
Yeah, so we can take you to your appointments around town here. We've been known to do out-of-town transportation on emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
We can, if you contact us, let us know. We can always take you to do errands here in town also, or help you get set up with the city bus.
Yeah. Okay. So. And Nicole, in your job description, what do you work with the clients or the people who live there, the off-Broadway family? What do you do day to day with the folks?
Make sure that they're getting appointments and stuff like that, and correct medications, faxing the doctor.
Communicating for them a little bit if they, Well, that's big too. I mean, the actual medication thing is, I guess it sounds, maybe if you're younger and you're listening out there, you go, well, why wouldn't you know how many pills you took yesterday, or maybe it's a regimen where it's not the same every day, or, I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios there that sound simple, but I don't know. It's more difficult than you might think.
Yep.
Yeah. So you help them with that. Okay. Now, like, for instance, my good friend Brent, who I care about very much, if he was having trouble and he was living there, remembering whether he took a particular, maybe his blood pressure pill the day before, we want to make sure he gets that every day.
Especially right before 7:30, preferably. Get my blood pressure pill. So I have it between 7:30 and 9:30, so it's kicked in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You don't want to have any accidents. And of course, the other thing that we probably don't talk about enough, Jody, is, I know we have you have the ice cream and
right,
and all of that.
Yep.
But the meals are a big part of the folks' day. You have breakfast, dinner, supper, and it's also social time for them. So with good food, they have good conversations, and that's pretty darn important.
It is, just that interaction with each other, the socialization is huge for us.
Mm-hmm. So, Nicole, I personally, if I lived there, I'd spend part of my day riding on the elevator.
Oh, I do too.
Go up and down.
Yeah.
And that's a bonus right there. It's the I think probably the tallest elevator in town, probably has the most floors. I know the high-rise might have about the same. But
I don't know.
Who doesn't like to ride an elevator?
I don't know if you're looking to add to your staff, but when we go to state wrestling in Omaha,
okay,
we have to take the freight elevator to get all the way up to the top floor where we broadcast from. And they actually have someone that runs the elevator, just sits there in a chair and takes you from floor to floor.
Oh.
I don't know if you're looking to add to your staff, but I think Dave Burney, at least on a part-time basis, would be an amazing addition. Just sit there, in his chair, and they usually had a suit coat. If it was a gentleman, he'd have a suit coat on. Once in a while, they'd have a little hat that he was wearing, and Dave could just be your elevator operator.
Well, I tell you what, Dave, just come on in and fill out an application and put that on there, and I'll look at that.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Even if I wasn't living there yet and I had some spare time, I'd love to be the operator of the elevator, the greeter, if you would. And
yeah.
We could have conversations, and I could get up to the top floor and say, you sure you don't want to go down and back up again? We can visit a little bit longer. We maybe pick some people up on the way.
Yeah.
We could probably have a little party in there.
See?
There you go.
Yep.
You can only have so many people in an elevator, so we'd have to watch the weight limit. But I could handle that.
Yeah. I think that'd be right up your alley.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Something to look at, Dave.
Yeah.
What about, I know you guys have been doing some different things on Facebook as far as having some contests and a chance to win prizes, all with an opportunity to further the reach of Off-Broadway and promote what Off-Broadway is. So do you have something going on with your Facebook page?
Well, we do.
Oh, wonderful. Well, tell us about it.
We posted it yesterday. So April is a gift card for Broken Bow Floral worth $80 for flowers.
Ooh.
So, and that will end on the 29th of April, and we'll announce the winner here on the 30th.
Wow, here on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's exciting.
I like that.
All right.
That's a nice prize.
Now, you said you announced, you kind of put this out yesterday, right?
Yes.
But this is no April Fool's.
No.
This is the real deal.
Real deal.
This is real, okay.
Real deal.
All right, wonderful.
Okay. That's a nice place. And they have nice flowers and cards and all kinds of things.
And I'm sure you can use the card for more than just the flowers.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And to kind of get involved in that, Jody, what is you like the page and then you share the page, or?
like, share, and comment on the post.
Okay.
And then you'll be automatically entered into the drawing.
All right.
I hate to ponder on this elevator thing, but if I was the elevator operator and greeter and wasn't living at Off-Broadway yet,
okay,
would I qualify for the whirlpool?
No, because you'd be considered an employee. Or a volunteer.
So, if you fired me before I left, do you think I could get into the whirlpool?
I would have to charge you about $10.
Oh, yes. I love the sound of this. Yeah. Charge Dave. That would be awesome.
Well, I'm not sure my friend Nicole would go for that.
I think I would. I would be on Jody's side with that.
If you do charge him, could you do me a favor?
Sure.
Could you just not let him know the charge is coming and just send him a bill out of the blue?
Sure.
That'd be
Absolutely.
wonderful. Thanks.
I am not sure
great.
I like being a good guy. It's not working out like I thought it might.
I was going to say, it's almost like all of a sudden it's changed over to us. Now we're the ones that all of a sudden are, a little bit mean.
Well, it won't be long, Jody, that the folks can go out on the gazebo and enjoy the outdoors.
Yes.
We're a ways off, but there's going to be some days here and there that they can go out and enjoy the outdoors, and that's another advantage that value added, that they can go out there and sit outside and be safe off the highways and different areas.
Yeah, they enjoy it out there, and that's kind of the area where their little garden is at too.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll find them out there rummaging in the garden too.
Speaking of that side of the building, it makes me think about the renovation and expansion and so forth, and that will be getting underway, I would think, before long.
We're still taking bids for contractors, so if you know of anybody or want to get in on that, please contact me, and we'll go through that process.
Okay. We asked you about everything you wanted to highlight today, or did we miss anything?
Just want to remind everybody that April 18th, we're having the senior dance for 55-year-old and up from 1 to 3 with Tim Ohana as our entertainment. So
people love him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's too bad you're not 55, Brent.
Well, I'm getting awfully close.
You'll have to come and represent the radio. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Then you get in.
Okay. All right. Wonderful.
I bet Nicole would dance with you.
Yeah.
I'm not a very good dancer, but
neither am
try.
I.
So there you go.
Ladies' choice. You're in for it, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry. You say ladies' choice, that just brings back bad memories. Back to my junior high and high school days.
Yeah.
Ladies' choice, and I was still the guy that was standing in the corner.
They wouldn't do that to you at Off-Broadway.
No,
probably not. Yeah.
That would not happen.
They would be sweet.
All right, ladies. Thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in. Appreciate it. And are you fishing yet, Jody?
No. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
Got everything going, ready to go.
Okay. Well, tell your hubby hi.
Okay.
All right. We'll take a quick time out with these words.
With its increased efficiency and lower fuel cost, ag producers know propane is better for their bottom line. And now, direct payouts can impact your bottom line with the Propane Farm Incentive Program. Participate and you could receive payouts, like up to $5,000 for propane irrigation engines and prime power generators, and up to $2,000 for propane building heat systems. Take advantage of all the ways that propane is better for your bottom line. Start your application today at propane.com/farm incentive.
My mom's got a new Case IH tractor, and it can do it all. Bale hay all day. See in the dark with its powerful LED lights. Hook up all the implements. Shift like a race car. Steer with ease. And it can also cool my juice box. Yeah, her Case IH tractor can do everything she needs it to.
Looking for a tractor that can do it all? Check out caseih.com.
You know, I just had the pleasure of some goodbye hugs with Nicole and Jody.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say they both smell wonderful. But I'm worried about that because I'm wondering what I smell like.
Oh.
I'm sure I didn't smell as nice and fresh as they did. So nice to have people we can have fun with. 33 degrees, mostly sunny here at Broken Bow. Wanted to tell you a little bit about Nebraska Land Hearing. They have a big special going on right now. Pricing for the Genesis rechargeable hearing aids, an introductory offer. And you want to talk to Roxanne about this. This goes through April 15th. It will conclude at quitting time on April 15th. So that's not too far away. Take advantage of this special on those rechargeable hearing aids. And also, you'll want to talk to Roxanne about promotional discounts, including new patient, existing patient, and buy local discounts. And you're going to be purchasing not only hearing aids, you're going to be purchasing local, dependable service at Nebraska Land Hearing Center, located on the east side of the square in Broken Bow, where Roxanne is a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 35 years of experience right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Call her at 308-384-3852 to make an appointment. 308-384-3852. All right. Anything else? You got some promoting you want to do?
We have been visiting about, and I think maybe you have the flyer over there to your right.
Yeah.
We've been visiting the last few days about the special benefit and fundraiser coming up for Donnie Meyer, which will take place in Arnold this coming Saturday. Had the opportunity to visit with our friend Becky Daly of Arnold, and Becky is one of the people that's kind of helped putting together this fundraiser and benefit. So we visited with her about the event, and we're going to play that interview for you this morning on Public Affairs on KCNI Radio at around 10:05. So we encourage you to tune in and listen to that. You'll get information about how you can get involved with the fundraiser and benefit coming up on Saturday.
And that's coming up on Saturday from 5 until 7 p.m. at the American Legion Hall in Arnold. And meal will be provided by the Exchange. There'll be a silent auction and bake sale. And we'll get more information about that if you'll listen to Public Affairs that Brent just mentioned at 10:05 on KCNI AM FM, 1280 AM, 96.3 FM, online at KCNI1280.com. So again, good morning to Queensland, Australia. Thanks for listening this morning. It's nighttime over there. And gosh, if you want to consider moving in from Australia to this community, just let us know. We'll get you lined up. If you're over 55, you can stay at Off-Broadway.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. We mentioned Arnold. I will be in Arnold Friday. That is the day of the South Loop Track and Field Invitational. A lot of area teams going to be competing there, so we're going to be there live and doing some live reports. We'll probably start with hourly reports in the 11 o'clock hour and continue with them throughout the day during the course of the meet, so we encourage you to tune in and listen to those. Those will be on KBBN 95.3 FM coming up on Friday.
Okay. By golly. That's what when you're a good guy you say by golly.
Okay.
By golly, we'll be going to Gothenburg today. I'll be traveling with Jeremy Shipe, and we're going to be going down. And when we come back, we'll have another local story for you about a business that we have here in Broken Bow that has expanded in Gothenburg. I know some of you know about that, and I don't want to spill all the beans. But we are going to be going down to find out more about that today. Going to be exciting.
Yeah.
And we're going to pick up some new parts for the radio station.
Oh, for the radio station. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah. Going to see if we can, keep maintaining here.
That's right.
Takes parts.
It does, doesn't it?
Takes lots of parts. We'll be right back after this.
The ability to battle above and below ground pests is just one advantage of Channel Seed with VT4 Pro trait technology. In this cab conversation, Channel technical agronomist Tyler Brugden-Hill shares what farmers need to know going into the 2024 growing season.
Corn rootworm is always top of mind, being a $2 billion pest of the industry. But another one we can bring up is western bean cutworm, which is a great way to talk about our VT4 Pro traded corn products that we are beginning to test and have available commercially. So the VT4 Pro trade is going to be able to bring you triceptive protection above ground, which is going to give you great control with western bean cutworm and species like corn earworm, but also offer 2 modes of action below ground against corn rootworm, one of those being our RNAi technology.
Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. 2024 Bear Group, all rights reserved.
Before we close the show today, we'd like to thank our advertisers that are on the Breakfast Show live feed. Video streams and replays of the Breakfast Show are available, and it's all made possible by Central Nebraska Warehouse and Storage, Culligan, Ferder Auto, the Garden Center, Hunter's Towing, Ideal Realty, Quality Senior Village, Ross Electric and Hertique, Runza, and V-Bar, all making the show possible online on Facebook and YouTube and X or Twitter.
Yeah.
Whatever they want. Anyway, thank you, businesses. We appreciate it very much. And I'd like to say, speaking of Hertique, I'd like to say good morning to Betty.
Oh, good morning, Betty.
Betty, she curled my hair one time. I don't know if you remember that. We were in there getting our long hair cut off, and she gave me a curl job.
Oh, wow. Now, I don't know if I remember that. Maybe I wasn't here for that.
Maybe that was a different time. But Betty gave me, let's just put it this way, she gave me some extra curl.
Uh-huh.
I always appreciate that, Betty.
Yeah.
And now that I have had my washing of devil-like activities, I had the meeting, big meeting over the weekend with the old serpent himself, the devil. I can play songs like this now and go, oh, that is so... I don't know if I should play this song or not, but it's called Evil Ways. Have a good one.